Staying active is essential to living a long and healthy life, but it's not always easy to keep a dedicated workout schedule as you age.
At the Normweight Senior YMCA in South Sioux City, Nebraska, they focus on fitness after 50 with a program called Forever Well. The program aims to give members an opportunity to stay active by offering a variety of fitness classes. The Y's Associate Executive Director, Lene Larson, says the program is designed so that everyone can find a workout class they enjoy.
I think it's really important that we offer a variety. We have aqua classes, and then we also have classes, that cater to people that maybe have recovered from injuries, fall prevention, or we offer something like Golden Grooves, which is a dance exercise class. So we really try to provide something for everyone here.
Larson says they also offer a sense of community for those who attend those classes.
Just about being a part of the community and building community here, but a place for them to be active and exercise and practice healthy habits.
One of the classes that the Y offers is called Silver Sneakers. It's a group fitness class aimed at improving strength and endurance and building friendships.
And KTIV's Katie Koppel takes us inside the fitness studio for a Silver Sneakers workout class.
Twice a week around 11 a.m., a group of Siouxlanders lace up their shoes, grab their hand weights, and get ready to move.
Well, there's a lot of marching. There's some, we use some dumbbells, and then there's some bands.
Doug Zima has been a member of the Y for decades and is part of the Silver Sneakers class at the Normweight Senior YMCA in South Sioux City, Nebraska. Staying active, he says, has had a big impact on his life.
I feel better, clothes fit better. I think mentally, too, I'm better off that way as well.
This one we do a little bit of cardio, a little bit of balance, and then we use the bands to work muscles, and then we got the weights.
Desiree David has been teaching the Silver Sneakers class at the Y for several years.
Well, Silver Sneakers has 3 benefits. They say the 3 F's. So you're here to have fun, make friends, and get fit.
Because living a long life is more than just staying fit. Something Dick and Lori Kearns know well.
Once in a while we get together after our classes, and it's just meeting new people and getting comfortable with the group.
The Kearns have been coming to the Silver Sneakers class for a few years and hold each other accountable.
One thing about the 2 of us coming, if one doesn't want to come, the other one pushes them. And you always leave that class feeling, no matter how you didn't want to come, how cold that parking lot is today, you feel really good when you leave. I think it's definitely extended our life.
And the group, all friends, encouraging each other, celebrating milestones in class and out.
They also do things outside of the Y as a group, coffee hours, birthdays. So it's just really great to see them build those relationships with people and have a sense of community here.
Whether you're looking for a new fitness experience or have never stepped foot in a gym before, Zima has a bit of advice for anyone looking to get moving.
I would say get started. It's just frequency of doing things and getting in the habit of going to an exercise class. And probably a lot of people say, well, I'll start in January. But I would advise them, start November 1st, get off the couch and get active.
In South Sioux City, Nebraska, Katie Koppel, KTIV News 4.
And this is a national fitness and wellness program and is often covered by Medicare. We have more information on Silver Sneakers and the Y's programs online right now on KTIV.com.